Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emma, and today we're reviewing The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent in a spoiler-free 5-minute review, looking at what the book is about and how it actually feels to read.
So this book is a dark fantasy centred around vampires, but it's not romanticised or glossy. It's violent, it's tense, and it's built around this deadly competition where survival is basically the only goal.
Yeah, and the main character, Araya, she's human in a world ruled entirely by vampires, which already feels like unfair. From the very beginning, you're aware that she's weaker, she's breakable, and she's constantly at risk.
And that tension never really lets up. Like, even when things slow down, you're still aware that she doesn't belong, and that at any moment she could be exposed or killed.
The story revolves around these trials, physical trials, mental trials, emotional ones, and they're not symbolic or gentle. People die repeatedly, and the book doesn't soften that.
Yeah, it feels brutal in a very deliberate way. You're meant to feel uncomfortable, and you're meant to understand how high the stakes are without being told over and over again.
World-building wise, it's actually quite rich. You've got vampire houses, gods, power hierarchies, old grudges, but it's delivered slowly through action rather than long explanations.
And I liked that because it keeps the pacing tight. You're learning things as Araya learns them, which makes the world feel dangerous and unpredictable instead of safe and explained.
Emotionally, it feels intense, like genuinely intense. There's this constant pressure, this sense of being watched, judged, evaluated, and that never really goes away.
Yeah, you don't read this book casually. You're kind of braced the whole time, like, okay, what's about to go wrong now?
The romance is very much enemies to something else. It's sharp, suspicious, and slow. There's attraction, but it's tangled up with mistrust, power imbalance, and survival instincts.
And that makes it feel dangerous in its own way. You're not rooting for it blindly. You're questioning it, side-eyeing it, thinking, should this even be happening?
Exactly. And Araya as a character feels very grounded. She's strong, but she's not invincible. She plans, she calculates, she hesitates, and she messes up.
Yeah, and emotionally she carries a lot. There's fear, anger, loyalty, grief, and you can feel all of that under every decision she makes.
The tone overall is dark, like morally grey, violent and emotionally heavy. There are moments where you're not sure who you should be supporting, or if there even is a right side.
And I liked that. It doesn't hand you easy answers. It lets characters be selfish, cruel, protective, loving, sometimes all at once.
By the time you reach the later part of the book, everything feels tighter. The pressure builds, the choices feel heavier, and you're very aware that not everyone is making it out.
Emotionally, by the end, it leaves you feeling a bit wrecked, but also satisfied, like you've been through something intense and earned that ending.
Yeah, it's the kind of book where you finish it and just sit there for a second thinking, okay, I need the next one, immediately.
So if you like dark fantasy, deadly trials, morally grey characters, slow burn tension, and stories that make you feel constantly on edge, this is absolutely worth picking up.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.